Hey guys, Nick here, and welcome to the Omniverse of Nick and Part 5 to What If Goku's Heart Virus Turned Him into a Zombie. Now, before we get into today's episode, be sure, as always, to smash the like button, subscribe to the Omniverse of Nick, and further acknowledge and support the future of the Omniverse and our channel mascot Omni by checking out the Discord, Patreon, and both Google Docs on the homepage, as well as commenting future requests and expectations for this year and for the future. Let's get into today's part. Last time, we got into Zombie Goku being released after the androids were basically nothing, and much to the very much chagrin of Vegeta and Piccolo, Zombie Goku was put into a storage-contained, very much security prison chamber where he absolutely cannot escape, and he's going to be kept there to be studied by Bulma and under the safeguard of Piccolo because he engineered this whole plan as well. Zombie Goku tries to escape. He roars, he claws, he bites, he gnashes, but he can't get out. Even going Super Saiyan, he can't escape. And Vegeta, even though they all know that he can't escape, this still makes Vegeta want to destroy him. Not one, because it's Kakarot, but two, because it could literally cause them to have to go through the same thing they went through, and it could end up just like before. And this abomination is not Kakarot. Piccolo says as much as Vegeta is right, Piccolo's proved him that he's already wrong. And if Bulma really wants to do this, there's nothing they can say or do that will stop her. And I don't know, maybe some way she can control this abomination, even if Goku's soul isn't there. Or maybe somewhere down the line, they can find a way to resurrect Goku's soul, even if he died of natural causes. But it's all up to Bulma and whatever else happens. Time will tell. Meanwhile, Gohan breaks the news to Chi-Chi and Ox King about everything that happened since the ordeal with the zombie virus, what happened here, and then the androids, because they've all been away, you know? They've had no, guaranteed time to relax because of everything, you know? This is still the main timeline, the history of future timeline, and that whole thing, remember? No time travel? So, it's much more serious. So, yeah, it would be forever since Gohan had actually been home. So yeah, he breaks the news and Chi-Chi breaks down. And big thing here, Goten will not exist because Goku wasn't around to birth him, you know? So for this whole story, no Goten. Meanwhile, at Capsicor, Bulma is looking through her stuff, her computers, her engineering, her tools, everything, and she's making really steady progress. And then she looks through her capsules and everything and decides to merge her capsules with her computer tech and hardware, and maybe she can come up with something that she never thought possible. So she does this, and for about several months to about a few years, it actually manages to star something. And with the help of the Dragon Balls helping this process, Zombie Goku is transformed into the closest thing resembling Goku. Even though there's still blood everywhere, a maniacal look, no human kind of figure. I mean, his skin's still gray. All of his body is still bloody and, decayed. But his clothes and mostly his looks are almost, they're like 45 to 50% there. So it's like, he's not Goku, but Bulma made him to look the closest thing to Goku. And Bulma's really happy with this. Now, the only thing she needs to do is find a way to control Zombie Goku to fight for them. Because this has actually made really good progress. And she didn't even think she'd get this far. And Vegeta says, well, woman, you actually got farther than even I thought possible. But then he turns angry. And he says, no matter if it looks more like Kakarot or not, That makes me want to kill him even more. But Bulma smiles and says, that's Vegeta for you. Whether it's a decayed form of him or not, Vegeta will always feel the same towards Goku, but she will not change her mind from doing this. So meanwhile, Vegeta trains Trunks, who is actually growing up now, and it's going to be Teen Trunks here because it's the closest thing, because we never got shown like the kid Trunks in the future timeline. So I think that he would still look like this. So Vegeta trains with Trunks, and Trunks manages to have Super Saiyan, but he has it thanks to Vegeta because there's no Goten, you know? So yeah. And then Vegeta masters Super Saiyan completely and manages to, over time, not only get through Mastered Super Saiyan, but unlock false Super Saiyan 2. But he's more behind this time because it's a much more serious and dark timeline for them to focus on, you know? So I'm at least giving him false Super Saiyan 2. As for Gohan, future Gohan, since he grows up, like I said, it's going to be really hard to get used to, but you might have to. He masters Super Saiyan as well and unlocks Super Saiyan 2, and he's much stronger than Gohan, you know? So, yeah, he would, of course, have Super Saiyan 2 beyond Vegeta. And because he's also Gohan, and it's much more balanced Gohan, so I'm comparing him more to Goku, which he was. He was much more comparable to Goku in that timeline, which is what made this Gohan likable. And over time, he begins to sense that he has a higher power that he can achieve. He just needs the right boost, you know? He needs the right place, and then it hits him. A place that Kami and his father briefly and Dende briefly and Mr. Popo told him about. So he goes to the lookout and goes in the hyperbolic time chamber, and through that training he unlocks Super Saiyan 3. But Vegeta is training with Trunks and training with trying to get better at Super Saiyan 2, since it's still false, and teaching Trunks how to further Super Saiyan. So they do, and since Gohan's in the hyperbolic time chamber unlocking Super Saiyan 3, he does not know about Gohan doing this. So let's just say that, you know, Vegeta's reaction to what could have been Majin Vegeta versus Super Saiyan 3 and his canon reaction, we're gonna have sort of that going on in the future. Spoiler alert. 7 years later, and the 25th Budokai has started. And Hercule is still the world champion. But since he didn't beat Cell, he's not like that great. He's just a world champion. He's not a world savior, you know? And you guys might be asking, do Gohan and Videl still get together? Does Gohan go to school and everything? Heck no! Future Gohan's not gonna go to school! You kidding me? Not future Gohan? Not this Gohan? No! Absolutely not! Because future Gohan, and the Gohan that's actually likable, is far more serious and balanced and methodical than the canon Gohan. The canon Gohan's just all about school, and Chi-Chi basically poisoned him, to say the least. Chi-Chi was the hardcore, destruction for Gohan's character. So, this Gohan, he wouldn't go to school. Frick that! And without school, there wouldn't be any reason for him and Videl to get together, not even down the line. So, Hercule and Videl are going to basically not matter at all in this story. So, frick them. Sorry, not sorry. Not that I hate him, but, I did make a story about Hercule and Videl, so check that out. Now, who is going to the 25th Budokai? Gohan, Vegeta, Piccolo, Trunks, Tien, Yamcha, Krillin, and Chaozu. And since Goku's soul is separate from his physical body, he's not going to be joining Fortune Teller Baba. So I'm just going to throw that out there right now. But for the Majin arc, will Vegeta finding out about Gohan's Super Saiyan 3 provoke him just like Goku to side with Babidi and turn Majin? Or is there more to that scratch and having that essence within him and out of him that we weren't aware of? And if that's the case, will Zombie Goku get out or just get out in general? Or will Bulma actually find a way to make a zombie fight on their side? And will the Majins even be a threat if Vegeta doesn't turn? Or just even at all? And will Buu even be released? And what about further down the line? Find out next time